This episode is helped brought to you by our newest sponsor, Kalona Brewing Company. They're a brewery out there in Eastern Iowa. So if you're in the area, make sure to stop by Kalona and check out their brewery. Great food at the restaurant there, great beer, obviously. If you're in the Midwest, check out any Hy-Vees. I believe they carry the 6-packs and they have different types of flavors. So you guys are going to want to, definitely try that out. And I think throughout this whole process, Fishing Kid and myself for Beerfish Fanatics, we're going to be doing some giveaways here and there. If you guys can go ahead and tag us here and there with your Kalona beer. So other than that, enjoy the episode, guys. All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beerfish Fanatics. This is Grandy with My Pop Fishing. We have
Kit with the Fishing Kid YouTube channel.
And today, shout out to our sponsor, Kalona Brewing Company. I'm drinking the Aloha Iowa Pineapple Belgian Style Ale. I actually really like this one. My wife actually went to Hy-Vee and she picked this up because I told her to, because I ran out, man. I think we just got back from Kansas and I drank a lot of Kalona beer. So sorry, it is what it is, man. What do you got, Kit?
So yeah, like what Granny was saying, I kind of ran low on the Kelowna. I drank my last Kelowna during our last podcast, but I do have another craft beer, and it's all the way from Denver, Colorado. I think the brewery is it
American made?
Oh, yeah.
Made in America or something like that.
Made here.
Yeah.
Oh man, I am butchering this so bad right now. Let's see, what is the brewery? Good Times Made Here, LLC.
There you go.
Wow, that's a long name.
I don't think that's. Well, we'll have to look that up. We'll look that up. We'll find out.
Yeah. Made Here beer. It's their IPA, American IPA.
American IPA. Yeah, I think my brother-in-law gave me that before, so it's pretty good beer.
Yep, I actually got it from your brother-in-law.
Oh man, nice. All right, cheers, brother.
Cheers. Ooh, haven't had an IPA on the show in a while.
Yeah, you've been on the Kalona Classic for like 5 weeks straight. I think, or 5 episodes straight.
Yeah.
Ooh. I really recommend this beer. I mean, I'm not a fruit, like I think you guys seen from previous episodes. I'm not huge on the fruity beers. For some reason, this pineapple mixes really well with this beer. I really like it.
Yeah, that was my first Kelowna beer I ever drank, because I just went out on a whim. Like, well, just grab this random ass one. So this was before they sponsored our podcast.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I liked it too. And then this IPA here, not too bitter. Has like a little note of citrusiness.
Note. I love that, man. But as Fishing Kid and myself has said, we just got back from our trip down there south of Iowa. I'm pretty sure everybody knew we were in Kansas. And
yeah, we'll say the state. We'll give them that much.
Yeah, it was an amazing trip. It was actually my very first trip that I got a chance to go without the family, without the kiddos, the wife. The wife actually gave me the pink slip, like I was saying, and she said, just as long as you don't get too crazy, which I didn't. Surprisingly, right? I didn't get out of hand, correct, Kit? I think.
Correct. Your brother-in-law got out of hand.
my brother-in-law, what is new with that guy? Love him to death, Kim. He was on our podcast a couple weeks ago, so make sure you guys go check that out. Really nice guy, but he actually came out and visited us down there while we were blue cat fishing. So super fun time, and my goal was just to catch a blue cat. Remember, my goal was to catch a blue cat, double digits, and I'm not going to lie. The first day, I think, I said on the previous podcast, I didn't catch shit. I didn't catch a bite. I didn't get anything. And I really believe it was my setup, thanks to Fishing Kit and Denny, when that evening and before we went out the next day, reconvened, they were giving me pointers and tips. They were just telling me, right? That was the thing. We were suspended fishing. I didn't think about that. I had all my, I tied up all my hooks, all my setups, all my leaders and everything with the intention of drift fishing. So what I did was I had a float on the bottom of my leader. So then that way my bait would be above ground if you were drifting, right, Kit?
Dragging, yeah. Dragging our baits on the bottom.
Yeah, and I envisioned that before we went down there, And then obviously we were anchored fishing because we were on a specific ledge where, man, next time we go down there, I think we really have to go to that spot. I think it's a good spot for some monster fish. But and no, thanks to these guys, they're like, dude, what are you doing? If we're suspended fishing, just leave the bait above it. You don't need that float because it's going to mess it all up. And the moment I changed that, the following day, it was night and day in regards to action. I was actually getting bites, and then I actually finally caught the big one. I finally caught the big one, and my dumb ass didn't take a picture. I was too excited. I was too worried. Am I going to mess up this fish? I didn't want to mess around with it. You know, it's a big fish. I didn't want to keep it out of water too long. And then I should have done what our buddy did, was maybe just kind of time and then just, you know, go over to Kit, because Kit was a little bit further away from me and maybe he can take a picture of me. But I didn't think about that. I was just so damn excited. I'm pretty sure the whole freaking lake heard me from across how damn excited I was. And, you know, I really think it was at least 35 pound blue cat. It was the biggest catfish I've ever caught in my life. And bar none, it made the trip. It was the only blue cat I caught too. And because we did an episode with Denny down there, and you know, I was still, hopefully I can catch some more. Didn't catch any more blue cats, that is, but I don't give a shit. That was worth it to me. And even not even getting a picture of it, it was still okay, because it was one of those memories that I'm not going to forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, so going down there, our plan was to drag baits in maybe 10 to 12 feet of water at most, like even down to 5 or 6 feet. But that conditions weren't right for it because there was a big algae bloom, and it forced us to move south because the southern of the lake is deep, and then the blue green algae isn't really a huge deal there. I mean, we did see it out there, but it's not like on the north end where it's shallow and it's just super concentrated. So yeah, we were fishing in fish the deepest I fished was like 55 feet, but we weren't really fishing in anything less than 30, really, like high 20s. Like I say at least 25 feet of water.
Yeah, I mean, because the ledge that I think we were on, it went from like 25 to 50 feet within less than, I would say, less than 8 to 10 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like the distance wise, because it was just a huge drop. It was a ledge. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And no, I really, I'm so glad I went with you and Denny, because having you guys like seeing what I was doing and see what hey, try this, see if this one works or this a little bit different, then I really think it made a difference, because I don't know if I would have changed that if I was, let's just say, if I was down there by myself, or if I was down there with people, you know, who never really catfish down there, you know what I mean? And or who never really catfish at all, especially for blues. So I mean, I don't know if I would have even changed up my technique or just a setup. And I think, to me, I think it really made a difference.
Yeah, if you guys want to see some blue cat videos, man, I got a whole bunch on my channel right now from this year, and I got a few more coming out from this trip. Actually, I should be posting these by the time this episode releases. So I
Yeah.
mean, I won't do it like every video in a row. I try to mix it up because people aren't some people aren't into catfishing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, you know what? You go check out the videos, because it's. I mean, to me, I'm gonna go back. It was that, even though I just caught the one blue cat, I'm going back. That's how excited I am about it. Is how, like, just thinking about it, and the potential of whether catching, upgrading, or just catching multiples. You know what I mean? And I think just seeing what you guys are doing, because I think our buddy Bo, he caught a lot of catfish that week. I mean, I felt like he caught a lot that weekend. He did really well. So potential is definitely there for numbers. Potential is there for size. So I think I'm pretty excited. I definitely want to get a chance to get back down there. And I think a big thing I also learned that I felt, or not learned, but I noticed. So we were telling my brother-in-law, yeah, the white bass is on fire at certain times of the day before. I'm telling you, the next day it's completely different, or the location is different of the bite. Because I mean, like Kit, he went down there an extra day or half day before we did, and I think you Denny and Bo pretty much caught the bait fish for the weekend that day. Almost, it felt like.
Pretty much. I mean, we did our best white bass fishing that first evening and that first morning. Um, and then I would catch, the occasional white bass while we were out there. But yeah, the white bass was totally turned on right at the beginning. And as the trip went on, it just basically got worse and worse.
Yeah, I agreed. And one other thing was fishing kit was right. Fresh is best. And when I say that, because the day after the day when I didn't catch anything, so the next day I went out to go bait fishing, and I was like, crack of dawn, we went and I caught a couple crappies. And they were fresh as can be, right? Obviously. And then I used those. Those were the ones that actually caught me and were getting me bites that day and caught me that was the crappies that caught me that blue cat. And they were super fresh. I mean, they were still alive. I kept them alive before, obviously cutting him up and putting on the hook. And then there you go. It worked. So fresh is the best. You're right.
Yeah, like when you're soaking baits for like half hour, 45 minutes or whatever, then you switch it out to that fresh piece of bait and a fish hits it. I mean, what proof do you need that fresh is best?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think, because I asked you that, so is that what you normally do? 30 minutes and then new bait? Is that what, I mean, when it comes to cut bait, that is?
Yeah, I think 30 minutes is that's long enough that it's getting its scent or whatever out. Then you just got to look at it. Like if it's getting tapped, like fish are just gnawing on it, like squeezing all the juice out, but you're not hooking up, change that out as soon as it starts getting mushy or whatever. But if it's just sitting down there, nothing much happening, you either got to move or switch baits.
Makes sense. And thank you to one of your other videos, because when I was putting the hook through the cut bait, double, triple check those scales because they get right on that hook. Like
the point. Yep, they get on the point.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, holy crap! It's actually, I think it was every time I put in the cut bait, freaking scales right on that tip of the hook. So it's a possibility it could affect of a hookup. You know what I mean?
Oh, it guaranteed it'll affect your hookup.
There you go. So other than that, like I said, it was a great trip. I think definitely I'm going to go back down there. I'm super excited. Hopefully the next planning trip. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take the kids. They'll see. I'll see if they want to go all the way down there. If not, it's okay. I'll take another trip myself or another day, at least 1 day trip or 2-day trip or something like that. It'll be fun. Just to get an opportunity to catch I feel that was like a fish of a lifetime. Like we don't get no blues here. So at least not that size in central Iowa. So like I said, it's a species knocked off my list, and the size was I owe this guy a 6-pack or 12-pack. One of those two. I forgot what we better.
I think 6-pack and lunch or dinner sounds pretty good to me.
You adding some shit, man. It's all right.
You said 12-pack, then I was like, we'll knock it down to a 6-pack.
All right, touche. Maybe I'll grill something and then I'll get you a 6-pack. How's that sound, man?
Yeah, that sounds good. You know what? Speaking of blue cats in Iowa, let's talk about that. Because you see on Facebook and stuff, people are like, "Oh yeah, I caught this blue cat." It's probably a channel cat, especially in our big reservoirs. The only reason a blue cat would be in one of our reservoirs is if, and only if, the Iowa DNR stocks them in there, and they don't stock them in our big reservoirs. I mean, I can name all our big ones: Rathbun, Sailville, Red Rock. People always say, "Oh yeah, I caught this blue cat. Oh, here's this blue cat." And a spawning male channel cat has like a bluish color to it. It's kind of dark. That's what people are calling blue cats. It's not impossible that blue cats could get in there by maybe somebody dumping some in there. But yeah, if the DNR didn't put them in there, they're not going to be in there. And because those are all dammed up lakes anyway, so it's not like the blue cats can swim up river past the dam. So, and then they are trying to establish blue cats in 2 of our interior lakes.
Yep.
One is 3 Mile and the other is Icaria, maybe something.
Yeah, I saw them post that they were just stocking like little baby blue cats, and we'll see how they do. Hopefully they do really well. Hopefully they succeed and grow. We'll see in the next 5 10 years, see how big they get, I would say. But yeah, no, I was excited. I saw that on the Iowa DNR. They posted that they're stocking blue cats at 3 Mile. And you're right. The other lake, I forgot what that was. So anybody post down there in the comments or just message, just let us know what the other lake was. I know that they were stocking the blue cats. So
Yeah.
no, you're right. I mean, I see a lot of people who catch channels and they miss, they think it's a blue cat, but no, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Sometimes, I get it. Sometimes I probably made that mistake myself. And the thing is about those blue cats that they're stocking around, in those two lakes, I think they're trying to gauge how they're doing.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's gonna take a long time for those fish to get big. Like years, like not 5 years, maybe like 15 years before they're like 20, 20 plus pounds because they started stocking. Yeah, they started stocking them in like 2016, so 5 years, and I think they surveyed fish, in around that 8 to 10 pound mark. So 10, let's say, let's put it on the high end, 10 pounds in 5 years. Imagine how old like a 30 or 40 pound fish is.
Yeah. So we gotta wait at least another 10. Honestly, about 10 to 15 years of those that they were stocking in 2016. That's if they can survive all the way through then to get to that size. So no, you're right. It's it'll be interesting. I hope it does. I hope it is successful. And this is that was one thing I think we were talking about with Denny too, is that the next time we have the Iowa DNR, we got to ask them, why is it so difficult for Central Iowa to catch catfish
Big catfish
more than 25 pounds is very rare. I mean, it happens. We catch them, but like we don't see any channel cats barely above 12 pounds. And if you do, it's like very rare. That you can catch on a normal basis or, regular basis. I don't think it's very rare to find any flatheads above 50 pounds unless you're, Float Fish Adventures or River Certified. Those are only two guys I see catch 50 pounds or more, but it's very rare. But channel, like I was saying, all over the nation, or we were talking about all states all around us, they get channel casts that are like freaking huge. Nebraska, Minnesota, I think even, Missouri, Illinois. I don't know about Illinois. I'm pretty sure Illinois has huge channels that are enormous, but we don't for some reason. I don't know.
Here's my thoughts. So I think it's a state of mind kind of thing. Like as far as like the general public, the general fishing public, they probably don't care if we have over 10-pound channel cats, honestly. Right, but like people like me and Denny, we want to see those fish. Like we don't just fish to eat, I guess. Man, I'm probably gonna get hated on so much. But
you fish to eat here and there. You're selective fishing, but you guys are going for trophy fishing a bit in a sense.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a want from the general fishing public to have trophy catfish here. It could just come down to that, and then the DNR is not gonna cater to the 5% vocal cat fisherman like me that wants to see a 20-pound channel cat swimming around in Red Rock.
Yeah.
Well, on a consistent basis. There might be a few in there, but every time we go there, average size, I'd say 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds. Rare to see one over 10 pounds. The DNR, they got their reasons for what they do. I'm not a biologist. I can't sit here and say, tell them they need to do this, they need to do that. But I do, but that doesn't mean I have to agree with, everything that they do. Like those blue cats. And, how I was saying, it's going to take a long time. I actually talked about it with this guy on Facebook. It's going to take a long time, and responsible fishermen or anglers to make sure those fish get to what people would consider a trophy, 30 plus pound or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in place, like regulation wise, to ensure that happens. There's no size limit. There's no slot. There's no limit. They can stock it. You go in there, catch a 2-pound blue cat, take it home.
Very true.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little comparison to um another state, Kansas. They stocked blue cats in this one lake. Boom, minimum 35 inches.
Mm-hmm.
That ensures that there's a healthy population of a certain size fish. Like I said, the DNR, they have their reasons. Maybe, in that other state, they're doing it because they know the blue cats can spawn in those bodies of water, so they want to protect a certain size.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they wouldn't spawn in these lakes in Iowa. And then yeah, if the Iowa DNR doesn't feel like they need to protect a certain size,
they shouldn't have to. No, you're right.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Yeah,
honestly.
no, makes sense. Makes sense. I just want to ask them. Remind me next time when we have one of them on. I'm just wondering, because it would be nice to catch a 15, 20 pound channel, 20, 30, 40 pound. It'd be pretty cool. But no, I totally understand. Like you said, they're not going to listen to 2, 3, 4% of the population who are wanting that. I mean, it doesn't make sense for them to create a rule. Or
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It might not even be a regulation thing as far as the channel cats go.
True.
Maybe our water plus the forage and the maybe the fishing pressure, all combined, stop them from getting a certain size. Because I don't know what the other states are like that have these big channel cats.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's limits in place. Maybe they have better forage or better water. Who knows? It's never just one thing. Ever since we started talking to the DNR, I try to look at things from their perspective sometimes.
Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, why don't we have a wiper limit? Then talk to them. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I get their reasoning.
You don't have to agree with specific things, but you see where they're coming from and why they do what they do. You don't have to agree with everything 100%, but you understand it now better in a sense. At least I feel that way too. I'm with you that I understand why. Oh, so it's more than just like, no, I'm just going to do it because somebody posted on Facebook. It's a little bit more than that to
yeah. Say. And then I could see it now. Like if people, let's say they start stocking blue cats into more lakes and stuff, and then let's say hypothetically there's a vocal community of blue cat anglers, they're like, why don't we have a limit on blue cats, that are different from channel cats? And I could see it now. The general public can't tell the difference, and the Iowa DNR wants to keep it simple. Like, well, general public can't tell the difference, so we're not going to throw the book at them for that.
Nope. Very true. Very true.
And I know, and then the argument is always other states. They put a difference between like white bass wipers, channel cats, blue cats. But I don't know. But like I said, the Iowa DNR, they want to keep that rule book pretty thin,
which I appreciate. I mean, to me as an angler, I prefer less rules. I don't know. I mean, that's just me personally, but just use common sense. I think the biggest thing is just use common sense, which
I don't know. Maybe one of our DNR buddies are listening to this and like, man, this guy has no idea what he's talking about.
We'll see. Hopefully they listen. We'll get them back on. Crack another beer, by the way, man. Another Aloha.
Jeez, so thirsty.
I'm very rough day with the kiddos. Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Thank you for joining us at Beerfish Fanatics. And this episode is actually brought to you by Whisker Secret Tackle.
So make sure you guys go to whiskersecret.com for all your catfishing gear.
Enjoy the episode, guys. Summertime, man. So right now it's I was talking to Fishing Kit before we jumped on. It's hot. Today is I think it was 100, man. I think it was pretty damn close to 100 degrees, humid as heck. By the way, when we were in Kansas, I'm telling you guys, there was that one day where it hit, I think it was 98, 99 inside of our vehicles, 108, 110. It's just humid right now. So it's like midsummer. Heat, humidity in central Iowa, all the Midwest. What would you say is a good target species to go after. So when I'm asking you that, kid, I'm okay. So someone like myself, I just want to go out and just catch fish. What would you say is like your best bet is to target a specific species? What do you think? At least in Central Iowa, I'm a bank fisherman, shore fisherman, or even if I have a kayak or boat, whatever the case may be. What would you say is like, all right, it's hot as hell. What would be biting and time of day, when, where? I don't know. What would you suggest? I just want to get out and catch a fish.
Heat of summer, like it's so hot. It's so hot right now. I don't even want to go fish.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's nasty hot, especially today. It was nasty. You did not want to be out there today if you were fishing, and if you were, props to you guys.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've been catching a lot of white bass lately
Okay.
because the shad are like at that size. I would say maybe like 2 to 3 inch shad.
Okay.
They're schooling up huge. There's like big, big schools, and then wherever there's big schools of shad, those predatory fish aren't too far behind. And since white bass are so aggressive, they'll smack those fish right off the surface.
So you think right now it's best to imitate the shad then, whether you use plastics or spoons or anything? Is it, you think that, or technically you can actually, if you see the shad, you can technically throw a cast net and grab the shad in a sense, right? In a way, I don't know.
Yeah, you could use the shad themselves.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah, not a bad idea.
And I feel like catfish, that's just you can't catch catfish throughout the entire year, but
Okay.
like right now, I think it's tough to target crappies. Or maybe that's because I don't target crappies during the middle of summer. And if I am, I must be catching them for bait.
But I think I mean, crappies or panfish is probably what I would say shallow in the mornings, early mornings, while it's a little bit cooler before it gets too hot, right?
I think generally speaking, all the fish. Your
Okay.
best times when it's going to be 100 degrees out, for this, for your own sake too, go early morning, go late. And I'm pretty sure the fish, that's when they're going to be active too. Early morning, late in the evening. I mean, you can fish during the daytime. Not saying you won't catch fish because, like I said, those white bass, they just chase those schools all over. They'd be biting at like 2 in the afternoon, 11 in the morning, right before the sun goes down.
But it's kind of nice to see what is it, the water boil when they like pop on the surface. It's pretty intense.
Oh yeah, when the water starts boiling from white bass busting shad,
Yeah.
such a cool sight. And actually, my videos coming up. Check them out. I got a lot of white bass videos coming up too.
There you go. I mean, if our listeners, because we have a lot of listeners in Minnesota, Wisconsin, shout out to you guys because I've been seeing tons of downloads out there. Thank you guys for the continuous listening to us idiots. But yeah, if you've never seen the white bass boil, I mean, it's pretty intense. It's pretty crazy, and you can throw top water, you can throw spoons, anything. They're at that point, they're just aggressively feeding, right?
Yeah, like you regular bass fishermen that like seeing the top water blow up. Just imagine that, but there's like dozens of them going off at the same time. That's why I love catching my bass. They're super aggressive. They fight hard. They don't taste the best, but I don't. I'm not there to eat every fish I catch. So I just go out there, have a blast, keep a few to eat. They're not terrible, but I'm just out there to boom, 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 boom. You want to go knock out like 20 fish real quick. Yeah, white bass, that's the species target.
Yeah, and no, I mean, even the guys who go after largemouth, I mean, if that they're going after largemouth only, whatever, but they love the top water fish, dude. Try the white bass, like you were just saying. I mean, you want action, and you want actually, I think a white bass specific sizes fight a little bit different and harder than
Oh,
a largemouth.
pound for pound, white bass whoops a largemouth bass's ass.
There you go.
You heard it here. I'm saying it because I mean, of course, people say, "Oh, well, a big largemouth, well, a big white bass
Yep.
fight, even harder." The only thing that the white bass don't do is they don't jump out of the water really.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of, I don't know, maybe they can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of sport fishermen who go after largemouth or tournament scene and everything, I think it gets their adrenaline going when they see that fish jump out of the water. But you're right, white bass don't do that. But when you see a largemouth bass, like, oh, I got a massive one, jumping out of water, I think they get excited about that. But technically, the fight itself, no, you're right. I think white bass beats it. I mean, if you catch a 5-pound white bass and a 5-pound largemouth, bar none, that white bass is gonna give you a run for its money.
Yeah. Any pound white bass versus the same pound largemouth, white bass. White bass has got it.
I agree. We're gonna get some haters. I don't know, man. Tell us if we're wrong. If we're wrong, like you can't prove it, I guess, but tell us if you think we're wrong. But I know I agree with you on that. I think white bass is, I mean, I like it,
Well,
man. I don't know, man. I don't know why they get a bad rep sometimes. White bass, sometimes people are like, it's just white bass. I'm like, no, I know it's just white bass, but it's fun as hell to catch them and fish for them, in my opinion. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, uh, I know I talk smack about largemouth bass all the time, but I I hope I don't come off as snobby.
Yeah, we're beer snobs. So I guess you're a fishing snob, man.
Yeah, well, I feel like the bass. I'll just never mind. Never mind.
Shout out to Corey. Corey's like, dude, I think he convinced you to slowly become a largemouth bass fisherman. Now
Oh,
he's still on the fence, Corey, if you're listening.
I have caught a lot of good bass this past year, like a lot of good bass, um, accidentally. But like Corey, he gives me grief. Like man, you're really turning into quite the bass fisherman.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I'm the best accidental bass fisherman you ever seen.
it's funny. No, because you're right. He was hitting me up, or he hit me up like, man, you guys, for a bunch of guys who don't like to fish for these green carps, because I caught that one down in Kansas. He's like, man, you guys be catching a lot of green carps, man. I mean, like, it was like you just said, it was accidentally. We're not fishing for, but they're fun. Hey, I love fishing, period. And I love days when I can catch multiple species. So that was a trip that I caught multiple species, so it was really cool. So
Yeah, when it comes down to it, if I catch like a 20-inch bass, I'm gonna be happy.
touche, very true. And so hot summer days, midsummer right now. What would be a good setup for? Let's just say I'm fishing for bass and catfish right now. What would be your setup?
Talking about white bass or
We'll start with white
green
bass. White
white
bass
bass.
right now. White bass.
Well,
What would be your setup right now? Like, okay, it's hot as hell. What's your go-to? What would be your setup to try and catch the white bass right now?
throw spoons until you see top water, then start throwing top water.
Because they're aggressive, right? I
Oh,
mean, they're
super aggressive. You
so
you don't even have to like you don't. Maybe that's why people kind of hate on white bass because they're almost too easy sometimes.
you think so?
Well, I mean, like with the spoons right now, how does heat of summer? Throw it out, cast. Don't worry about jigging. Don't stop reeling. Just throw it out and then just reel. That's it. That's all I do. I mean, you hear me say it all the time. I tell you too. Like,
Yeah,
dude, just throw it out and reel. That's all you got to do.
it's true. I mean, that's how I was catching the bait fish this past week, or when we were down in Kansas. It was just cast and reel. I wasn't really popping or doing anything extravagant, but it's so cool. Just that feel. I don't know
Oh,
if
they smack it so hard.
Yeah, that's like I said. I don't know if you guys, if our listeners are white bass fishermen. If not, try it. Especially right now, it's perfect time to go. Hot summer, but try it with a spoon, like Fishing Kit was saying. Something about that when you're just casting in, just relaxing and just reeling, then all of a sudden it pounces. I mean, you can talk about the smallest white bass, like maybe a half a pound white bass, it will just pound the shit out of it, thinking that it's like, oh my God, I just caught something. Or I'm pretty sure I missed hella bites that were, a small fish. I was just like, oh, I just missed a big bite, but they were just pounding it. I think you're right. I think they just, for some reason, man, they pounce on it, the white bass does.
Yeah, because you're retrieving your lure pretty fast. You're not jigging the spoon. At least I'm not, because there's no pause, so your lure's kind of just sitting there. I use heavy spoon, so if I stop that spoon, it's gonna sink fast. So I'm just burning that. I'm just burning that baby in, and then so if if they want to hit it, they're gonna freaking smack it.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to fish for them. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can fish for them any other way now since you brought me into the spoon world. Like it's just
Yeah,
it's so I mean, you can to catch, with plastics or just different techniques or tips, but you're right. The spoon, for some reason, I feel like they just hit so much harder that it's just so exciting.
I think right now spoon works pretty good for anything, especially if there's shad in the your particular body of water. On our trip, I caught a 20-inch walleye
Oh yeah.
on the spoon
Yeah.
on the Castmaster. And the last previous trip, I caught crappies, drum, smallie, walleye. Did I say
Mm,
crappie already?
yeah.
Yeah, white bass, dude. Like a silver spoon. That's a shad to a fish.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think the last year that we just took, I caught I caught crappies, drum, white bass, and I caught walleye. I caught a walleye that last morning we were there before you guys were up. I was like up at like 5 whatever a.m. I was fishing out there. I caught it's probably about 16-inch walleye. It's like too bad we're in Iowa. I would have eaten this guy up for lunch, but it was out,
Oh yeah,
the limit down there was at 21.
21. That's a
Yeah.
big minimum.
I was like 16-inch walleye. Like, oh, it's gonna taste so good. And then nope, it's 21 inches. Had to let that baby go. But no, you're right. It was like I caught quite a bit with the spoon. So it's pretty that's a pretty good setup. I like it's easy, simple, and it mimics the forage.
Hmm.
Good. Catfish. So midsummer, what's your if we're shore fishing, let's say tomorrow, hey kid, let's go. We're gonna shore fish, catfish. What's your setup? What would be your recommended bait? What's your setup?
Um, my bait would be the freshest thing I can catch. If I could catch
Okay.
it right there or the
Hmm.
day before, that's what I'm using. In Iowa, we can use basically anything we catch on rod and reel, as long as you can legally take that fish, you can use it as bait. And like I said, the shad, they're not well, at least the ones that hatched this year aren't huge. But if you get bigger shad, I wouldn't use those. If you go out there, cast net for some shad, you
Hmm.
know, if you could get that bait like right there and then, that's what I would use.
Okay.
None of this you know, putting shrimp in a bag and leaving it out in the sun for 2 days
Hey, I used to do
kind of
that, man.
stuff. I mean, a lot of people do, man. Like I'm in a lot of the catfish group. They're like there's this mindset that the stinkier the better, because
Yeah.
the idea is that catfish are scavengers and they rely on their sense of smell, which is which isn't false. But once you start targeting those big catfish, they're still opportunistic. Yeah, like yeah, it's like me as an adult, if I see a chicken nugget on the table, yeah, I'm gonna eat it. But let's say it's sitting next to a cheeseburger. Am I gonna go for that chicken nugget or am I gonna eat that cheeseburger? What
The
would you
f-
pick?
the fresh cheeseburger.
Exactly.
No, no. I think you has spawned something in my mind more because I think when I was growing up, like you were just saying, that's kind of what we were taught or told. Stinkier the bait, stinkier the shit is, great for catfish. Like you just said, let that shit marinate out in the sun, whatever the case may be. The catfish love it. Old chicken liver and all that crap. But I think no, it makes more sense whether you're going for numbers or size. I think you're right. I think the fresher the bait, the more action. I think that's the case. I think the more action you'll get, you'll still catch shit. I think you still catch catfish with stink baits, and like you say
Oh
with
yeah.
shrimp, you will. But I just don't know the quality. I don't
Because
know.
like, as catfish get bigger, they become more predators. Like the
Mhm.
smaller
Yes.
catfish, they'll
Uh,
eat anything that they can find.
Thank you. No, you're right.
But elephants will eat peanuts. So there's always people that say, "Oh, well, I caught a 30-pounder on a
Yeah.
Jello hot dog or whatever." Right. Like I said, would you rather eat a chicken nugget or a cheeseburger if if you had the choice? I'll still, like I said, I'll still eat that chicken nugget. You know, I like chicken nuggets. But if I had to choose between the two, it's gonna be chicken. Oh, shit, I got. Oh, ooh, sorry. I got a nose here bothering me.
You might as well keep that in the. You might as well keep this in this episode. If people are listening, wondering what he's doing, he's trimming his nose here with.
It was making my eyes water now. It's Anyways, back to what I was saying. What was I saying?
I have no idea. No, something about
chicken nuggets and
chicken
cheeseburgers.
Nuggets, chicken nuggets, fresh cheeseburger.
Yeah.
It's fresh. I mean, fresh bait. I think it's the best. I think you got me on that for sure. Like, I don't think I'm gonna go for catfish unless, I mean, obviously, if I don't catch anything and I don't have fresh bait, I'll take whatever I have in my freezer. But other than that, I think you're right. I think I feel, like I said, I feel more confident. I think that's always the case with fishermen. It's always best to be as confident as you can with whatever you're using. So I think I feel a lot more confident with fresh bait.
Yeah, I mean, it's what they eat.
Yeah.
Like a struggling white bass, a big ass blue cat is gonna, eat the shit out of that fish.
Agreed.
And then what we're doing, we're taking that fresh piece of bait that we just caught, like either that morning or the evening before, and we're putting it in places like on the ledge, like what Denny was saying. We would drop it down, say next to the ledge, and the fish is probably dark down there. The fish can't really see it, but they can feel it because catfish got all these sensory organs. They're basically, I think people call them like a swimming tongue, because they can taste everything around them. That's why people do the whole, the stinkier the better.
Mm-hmm.
But just because we don't think a piece of cut fish smells that bad compared to, rotten chicken that's been sitting out for a day, those fish can definitely smell that fresh piece of cut bait, because it's not like they wouldn't smell it if it's not stinky and rotten. They definitely smell it, because their sense of smell and taste is, way beyond what we're capable of. Then, anyways, back to what I was saying with Denny and the ledge is, down there, they just see or they could feel or taste and see a piece of bait moving away from the ledge, and they're thinking like, oh, that's a bait fish getting away, because in the kayak we're swaying back and forth, so our baits are moving close to the ledge, moving away, and then when it's moving away, I got to get this piece of bait before it moves away.
Yeah. So anyone who listened to this episode and didn't listen to a previous one, make sure you guys go back to that one. We were with Denny with Float Fish Adventures. Shout out to him. What Kit was just talking about because we were suspended fishing, like or mentioning earlier. He did a really great explanation on that episode, what we were doing, and then what Fishing Kit was just saying, the way the sway and the way he explained how we should be suspended fishing. It just made sense. I mean, you're anchored down on a ledge. It just makes sense that you reel up your bait a couple feet off the ground, and then because we're on the kayak and we're swaying left and right, it's a great presentation to the fish, to the catfish, because like you're just saying, it just makes it look like whether it's leaving from the ledge, that bait fish is just like moving around and it's suspended, so it's not getting murky or muddy or anything like that. There's no floats that I was using previously to interfere, to get tangled in or anything like that. So it was really cool. So make sure you guys go check out the episode. Check out his YouTube channel too, Float Fish Adventures. I think he's going to be posting a lot more videos coming up. We were just talking about that too. So it was fun. It was fun fishing with him. It was cool for him to spend some time with us. We didn't get him on, but Sake Fishing, I was going to ask him to jump on real quick, but he was taking a nap because it was hot. It was 100 degrees out. But we had Sake Fishing Sean with us. It was really fun. It was a great trip. And I think I learned a lot from that trip. I'm learning a lot from, just speaking to guys just like Kit and Denny and stuff, just little tidbits. So that was my biggest, I think, because I was going to ask you, what was the biggest drawback you had from the trip? My biggest drawback was that fish with a lot of people who know a lot more than you. That's what I think I'm going to continuously do. Fish with people and talk to people who know way more than me, because you guys are giving me, in my opinion, tips and tricks to future, fishing journeys and ideas that, oh, let's try this. It didn't work that time, or it's going to work this time. Oh, I remember that one trip I took with you guys, and blah, blah, and you guys are just giving, advices, things like that. I think stuff like that, I file back in the cabinet. So, I mean, a lot of people who probably listen to the podcast, I hope you guys are gaining a little bit of knowledge, whether it's from my stupidity, or just from these guys and just the guests that we have, because I think they bring a wealth of knowledge of stuff that none of us would ever have thought of or even try to use.
Oh, I'm gonna take it back a little bit to the bait. So like chicken, a lot of people use chicken. Anywhere from fresh, quote unquote fresh chicken to Jello marinated chicken to Kool-Aid marinated chicken. Like I'm not gonna say that it doesn't work, because I know people catch fish on them, and they catch, some people catch some pretty big fish, pretty big fish with them. See, I'm not against using chicken for bait, but like if I couldn't get cut bait, I would probably use chicken. But I always make it a point to get fresh bait if I'm going catfishing. And for some reason, those chicken guys, for some reason, they like refuse to use cut bait.
I don't know, man.
Like I'll use chicken if I'm in a pinch. If I had no other choice, I couldn't get bait. Like, all right, I gotta go to the store. That's it. I gotta go get some chicken.
Makes sense. Oh, I mean, that leads to another thing. Plan your trips. If you're gonna travel and fish, luckily I had these gentlemen with me and to kind of guide me. If you're gonna travel for 5, 2, 3, 4 hours, whatever the case may be to fish, you don't want to waste your time. So at least do a little bit of homework. When I say homework, everything from what's biting, talk to the locals. I think you guys, you have a good connection. At least Fishing Kit does, down with some locals down there. At least they kind of at least can guide you. Like, hey, this is like we're saying, because technically we're gonna go down there. We're gonna fish up north. We found out there's that algae bloom. Technically, we would have not have known it. We didn't do a little bit of homework. Then we had to find out we're going to camp at a different spot. So we're camping at a different spot. It's a different way of fishing. So, you know what I mean? Just having, you guys at least doing the homework helps a lot. So if you're going to travel and fish, make sure you do some homework, find out, talk to some locals. But as I was saying, just do you guys' homework, learn everything you can about the body of water you're going to travel to fish. Learn everything, what they're eating, biting on, all that good stuff, location. I think it goes a long way. You're not going to waste your time driving that way, and then you'll just have a better trip, in my opinion. I think it was awesome to have you, Danny, just doing the homework and just knowing the location. That was kind of cool, that having you guys kind of guiding newbies like myself, what we should do to be more successful. So just do that.
Yeah, I mean, it always helps to have a game plan.
Yeah.
No matter what. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Very true, man. Other than that, you got anything else, guy? I know. So just to keep everybody heads up, if you're still here listening to us, thank you. I mean, we're just rambling on a little bit, but I just want to let everybody know we still do plan on, or I'm still got some stuff in the works in regards to doing that cleanup for a local lake here. I know I've actually had a few people reached out saying they can't wait. They're excited to jump on that. So I'm going to work now with Fishing Kit and our schedule and everything on the location and also the date. So it'll be fall. It won't be too hot. I don't want to make it like ridiculously hot. So hopefully September, October, we'll fine tune that as we get a little bit closer. So we'll let you guys know. Just follow us on our social media. Follow us here. Listen to us. We'll let you know on that. This one's going to come out episode probably after we're already going to be at the Iowa Craft Beer Festival. So if you guys came out to see us, awesome. Thank you. Other than that, man, you got anything else, Kit, for everybody? I mean, we got, everybody stay tuned. We got some pretty badass guests going to be coming up hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you guys stay tuned on that. You'll be excited. I'm excited. The couple of people I'm talking to, hopefully they're going to jump on and just bring the madness of fishing. And hopefully they drink a beer or two with us. But anything else, Kit?
Yeah, let us know if you guys like this, where it's just me and Grandy and we just talk fishing. because we can't get a guest every week, and I feel like we shouldn't try to get a guest every week because sometimes it just doesn't work out that way.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. Should we have a regular, episode with just me and Grandy, thrown in to mix things up, or do you guys just want to see guests all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know about that. I mean, if you like to see guests all the time, which I do. I mean, I learn a lot of new shit, but once in a while, I like just kicking back, having a couple of beers, and just recapping, talking shit with this guy. I don't mind that. It's to me, it's fun. You guys are listening to us, so you guys let us know if that's like, man, you guys suck.
Yeah, I get a ramble, and I yeah, you get to listen to me ramble about fishing. I don't claim to know everything, but I just speak from experience, I guess.
Yeah, no, I agreed, and I like it too. I ramble a lot too, so it works out, man. So
It's like they're sitting here with us, listening to us.
yeah, kind of. You know what? Let's see. Hopefully, in the future. I mean, if we get big enough, so this is the thing: share with your friends, share with your people that love fishing, your aunt, uncles, sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers who love fishing and love beer or can withstand beer, whatever the case may be. Share our podcast, let them know, listen to us. The bigger we can get, hopefully we get big enough that we can go live. I would love to go live, once in a while, because then that way you guys can, like Fishing Kit was saying, you guys can ask us questions. If we get big enough that to make it to go live, then you guys can ask us questions and we can just talk shit while whether we're fishing or just having a beer. So got to get there. Hopefully one day. I don't know. I like I said, I never expected us to get as big as we are now. So appreciate every
how big is big?
Still 2, 3. It's enough to make it worth it, Kit. How's that sound? Could get bigger. We're not Joe Rogan yet, man.
No, I don't think we'll touch Joe.
Nope, never know, man. It's a big fishing community. Maybe they'll love 2 Asian idiots talking fishing and drinking beer once in a while.
Yeah,
we'll
maybe.
See. Maybe one day. But other than that, no, seriously, everybody, let us know if you guys like this format. And if we can get big enough, like I said, I would love to do a live podcast with this guy. It'd be fun. We just drink beer and just talk fishing. So, but we do. I like this because, like he was just saying, we get to ramble on and just talk fishing here and there. But if you guys just want guests only, we can make that happen too.
Yeah, it'll be tougher though.
Yeah, it'll be tougher. We'll make it happen, man. I'll make it happen for you, Kit. How's that?
Sure.
I'll get a guess. Might not be the greatest guest, but I'll get a guess every week for you.
Yeah. See, I don't think we should get a guest just for the sake of having a guest.
Agreed. And then, but like I said, we get to catch up and recap and just talk, like you said, just talk our experiences. So other than that, guys, I mean, if you guys have been listening this long, awesome. Badass. I should send you guys a sticker or something, man.
Yeah. Good luck out there fishing in this summer heat. Go catch some white bass. They're fun, easy, and they fight hard.
Yep. And don't forget catfish. Get out there, start catfishing. If you're not yet, you got to. I'm telling you guys, go after those catfish. It'll change your mind in regards to, oh, this is boring with catfishing. It's telling you guys, it'll change your mind in regards to you're gonna want to catfish a lot more. So other than that, guys, till next time, have a good one.
All right, see you guys.